Good morning, everybody. Today's Wednesday morning, and I wanted to do a quick recap of the experiment yesterday because we did an experiment with yeast respiration in class yesterday, and I know there were a few students absent, both in person and a few students who didn't log in online, and I want to make sure you have the information you need to complete this assignment. So, yesterday, I'll just show you the experiment I did with the online students. We used yeast and different types of sugar and water to watch respiration in action. Remember that respiration happens when, well, all living things do respiration, but when sugar is broken down by a living thing and they take in oxygen, and those things are broken apart, it releases energy. That's how living things get energy to live and grow and survive and do all the things that we need to do that require energy. And then they release carbon dioxide and water. All living things do this, and this is what the yeast is doing in our experiment. So we added, in this experiment I did with the online students, we changed the type of sugar. So in all 6 of these little scenarios, we only changed the type of sugar, but we use the same amount of sugar, we use the same amount of water, the same type of water, the same amount and type of yeast, the same type of balloon, the same type of container. So the only thing, remember when you set up a good science experiment, the only thing that you change is the one independent variable. We just changed the type of sugar. The dependent variable, the thing that we were measuring, is when these balloons were blowing up, I wrapped a string around them, and then we stretched that string out and measured how many centimeters those strings or those balloons were around in circumference. You can kind of see here, this one is granulated sugar. That's just like the regular white sugar that you use for cooking. Powdered sugar, brown sugar. This is sweet and low, that artificial sugar, like this stuff. This is a strawberry that we crushed up and put in there for the sugar source. And then we were trying to see how much sugar or carbohydrates does lettuce have in it, and turns out not much. That balloon didn't blow up much, but we crushed up a bunch of lettuce and put it in there to see what would happen, and this is what happened. So I want to give you some data that you can use for your experiment. That data is here. So we took one measurement after 15 minutes, and then we took another measurement after 30 minutes. So based on this information and based on this picture, and you can pause it at this picture anytime, you can now complete slides 5, so the conclusion, and slide 6, just some basic questions about respiration and what was going on with the yeast in that experiment. We're also going to be graphing this data. I'll put a whole new assignment up on Canvas about that with another video on how to do that. And if you weren't here, then you can use this data for your graph. So that's all for here. Any questions? Send me a message.